Married at First Sight, Season 13, Episode 7, Home Alone. Not Home Alone. My husband left me. I stink. Girl, I don't know. But we watched live last night on my Janice Hylton channel. So be sure to check that out. I was listening back to it and I was cracking up listening to myself. Hey, y'all. Hey, there's something I've been forgetting to say. We currently have a hurricane going on in the United States. So we want to remember our brothers and sisters in the flood zone. S. Scott, I saw your comment. We're praying for you, believing God that all is well. Thank God you evacuated. And we're just praying for the rest of our brothers and sisters that got hit. I'm in New Jersey. We got really hit with the rain. A lot of people's flooded out up here. Our truck is gone. Okay. My husband spent the night at his dad's house because his dad just got home from rehab, or is it nursing home? And they're flat. And so when my husband got up this morning to come home, our truck was flooded. He said the water got all the way up to the windows. The baby's car seat is gone. The paperwork in the dashboard is gone. So the water got all the way up in the electronics, and once the water get in the electronics, forget it. We had a truck, so can you imagine all the cars that were around? So my husband is talking to the insurance company to put in a claim because our truck is basically gone. Okay. My daughter's program is flooded out, so she has to be home the next couple of days. But you know what? The most important thing is we're still alive. You can replace the truck, you can replace a building, and the most important thing is we are alive. I don't care if it's just your life you have. We still have to give God thanks because the most important thing is our lives. We can't get our lives back. We only got one life to live. And so we thank God that all of our brothers and sisters that are checking in from the flood zone is okay. Irvington, my brothers and sister, Chloe, I hope y'all is okay in Irvington. I heard Irvington is flooded out. A couple of supervisors live in Irvington. Their cars are gone. So I hope you guys are okay over there in Irvington. My East Orange folks, I heard you guys are out with life. But you know what? We're alive. Thank God. Thank God. Thank God. Last night I thought to myself, while I was sleeping, Mike's father's apartment is flat. He should probably bring the truck home, but then how would he get back? Because he's spending the night at his dad's house. His dad just got home from the nursing home. Say good morning.
Good morning.
All right, y'all. So, Married at First Sight, who watched last night? Um, it was
Stop, I just stand here.
no. Go back inside. It was okay. I know a lot of you guys are saying, "Oh my God, you're so bored." I guess after season 12, you guys are bored. But let's just run through what happened. The couples got home from their vacation. Pastor Cal came to visit, and Bow and Johnny. Let's start with them, girl, because I just don't understand how the whole washing thing. So he went home. Johnny decided he went home. By the way, I want to thank you guys for picking up my journal last month, which is August. For my journal, that journal beat out. This is the Wisdom Journal. That journal beat out um, 23 Tasks of Guys. 23 Tasks of Guys is my number one bestseller, but the journal beat that out last month. So thank you guys for those of you who picked that up. And I really appreciate the love and the support. And I have something new coming for you guys. And of course, NaNoWriMo, if anybody want to write a book, hook up with me. We'll do it together. We can get it done in Jesus' name. Okay. So Bow and Johnny got home, and the apartments were very nice. Well, it's like a hotel apartments because those are the hotel apartments we stay in. There's the sun. Lord Jesus, I was waiting for the sun to go over the trees, which is what took me so long to do the review. But anyways, the apartments were very nice. I really liked the apartments. And so they got in the apartment, was very nice. And they sat and they ate, and he said, "You know what? The last couple of days was so basically stressful that he needed a breather. He wanted to go home for a couple of days and just kind of take a break and kind of think about everything that happened." And Bao said, well, that concerns her because is that what you're going to do when we have issues, or are you just going to walk out? I understand what Johnny is saying, that it's so fast and it's so compressed that you really to need a break. But I agree with Bao. You can't run in marriage, with the exception if you guys are fighting so much. I am all for someone leaving. I know the fake experts, fake Pascal, fake Dr. Viviana, fake Dr. Pepper. And I love me some Dr. Pepper, girl. I love Dr. Pepper. Say when you have a fight, you should not. I don't agree. I believe if a couple is fighting to the point that you're so angry and you might lose it or get in a fight and it becomes physical or even verbally abusive, I think somebody should leave. Say, you know what? I'm gonna go walk around the block. I'll be back. Or, ladies, if you feel threatened, you don't feel safe, go get you a hotel for the night. Okay? And give you guys time to calm down. Okay? So then they went on the house visits. Their apartment was just typical apartment. Bao's apartment was typical. We already saw that in the matchmaking. Johnny's apartment was very typical, very clean apartment. They both had the bidet. For those of you who don't know what a bidet is, I think that's what it's called. Is something you put on your toilet, and after you poop, the um the water sprays up and it washes your private parts, and then you dry. So we're thinking that is why Bao thinks that she shouldn't wash, because when she poops, the bidet wash the booty. But you still need to go wash. And do you change your underclothes? I just don't understand. Let me just say, I am partially germophobic. So maybe that's why I'm thinking, because you just walk around funky and stinky and don't change your clothes. I can't. Okay. All right. So their apartments was typical. Bao says Johnny's apartment was a bachelor's apartment. I love the yellow touches he had on the couches. I thought that was very nice. His mother probably did that, because I don't see no man adding no yellow in his apartment. But it was very cute. His mother probably did that. Oh, let me go back. When Bao got to the apartment, she was looking at everything, all electronic stovetop and blah 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 blah. She was just kind of finding fault with the place. But Bao, this is the new thing now, electronic stovetops and stuff. So then they met with Pastor Cal, and I just don't understand why is Pastor Cal pushing the couple to do the do. This season, do you guys notice that he was pushing all the couples to get busy? Okay. And so they're talking and they're sharing each other. And Johnny had an issue with Bao that a lot of people's upset with him about. I totally agree with him. I don't have a problem with anything he said. I am all about honesty in our marriage. I'm all about, if something is bothering me, I am all about telling you and letting you know so we can work on it. And so Pastor Kyle is pushing him to talk about what's bothering him, and he's trying to be mindful because he don't want to hurt her feelings. Now let me remind you something about Johnny and Bao. They knew each other. He said she's not someone he would have dated. He also ghosted her 4 years ago. Okay. So I want you guys to keep that in mind when you think about Johnny and Bao. He don't like her like that. And unfortunately, they are married. I like them together. I would like for them to work. But now that I know she don't wash her behind, well, Johnny could come on over here and get him some chocolate. Okay. So Pastor Cal is talking, and there's something bothering him, and he don't really want to talk about what's bothering him. And Pastor Cal asks about, well, do you want to know what's bothering him? And then she said, no, I really want to know. So then he said, listen, when you act like real kiddie-ish, like when we kiss, and she was like, or you can't come up to my face, and you'd be like, like a little dog, I'm the one that does that. He said it turns him off, and he finds it unattractive. I totally agree with him. I cannot stand a grown person acting like that. I can't. If my husband had acted like that before, while I was dating, I wouldn't have married him. And I don't think if I acted like that, he would have married me. I think there are ways for you to be soft and be feminine without being childish. Like I'll just go lay in Michael chest and like, Mike, I need a new computer. Like that. But not like he kisses me like no. I totally agree. It's a total turn of well, who tell Johnny to say that? Because that upset her. And she's talking about, well, I feel like I can't be my real self around you. So your real self is a kid. Granted, she might be stuck in a child at 5 or 6. Remember, in child psychology, some people are stuck at wherever the trauma happened in their life. And so, come on, y'all. What man wants you to be when he kisses you? He's right. That is childish, and she sounds like a child, and it's a total turnoff. I was waiting for him to say she stinks. I thought that's what he was going to say. I just don't understand why Johnny didn't tell Pastor Cal that she smells. I just want to know, Johnny, you disappointed me. I was waiting for you to say that she stinks. And I just don't and I just don't understand why you didn't say she smells. Johnny, why didn't you say it? Why you didn't say, and Pastor Cal, and he hold up the church finger, and might I add, she smells. Okay, I'm going to come back and talk about each couple individually because I think there's stuff we can learn from them. Ryan and Brett. I still have one video that I have to come back and talk from last week because Brett is foolish woman. She needed to be matched up with the Dusty GILL, okay? Well, her place is very typical. Most of the apartments are very typical. You can tell who have money and who don't, aka Ryan. Okay, so went over to Brett's place. She has a dog. I forgot the dog's name. Maya, Edna, something. I don't care. I don't care about dogs. I itch, and I'm itching right now thinking about it, and I'm allergic. Okay. And so Brett says, Ryan says, well, your place is very colorful. Your bedroom is very colorful. And she said, well, everybody says that. And my question is, well, Brett, who is everybody? Because you claim you ain't had no man in a year. But anyways, girl. And so he says in his voiceover, he says, I could tell she's a very colorful, happy type of person. And I could tell, like when I go in a house or I can tell what type of person you are. I'm like, see, Brett's apartment is an apartment like, I would be like, I'm very colorful. My house is very colorful. I have a different color in each room, but they all go together. Okay. Y'all see my pillows, my couch is very colorful. You see my little desk back there that I have all my stuff on it. Very colorful. I love color. And don't forget, I'm an island girl. Okay. And it's just very beautiful. Okay. And so they went over to Ryan's house, and boy, let me tell you. I love Ryan's house. As a matter of fact, Ryan get the best house award. Ryan's house remind me of my husband's townhouse he had. His house looks like a townhouse where you go in, you go up the stairs for the first floor that has the living room, dining room, a bathroom, and then you go up the stairs to the bedroom. But Ryan's, you could tell his is really, 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 really nice. Like 12 steps going up. I absolutely love it. And then it overlooks Houston. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Ryan, girl, had a whole cow head. Oh my God, this person just ran the red light. There's a big old red light. What? That's why they need a four-way here. A four-way. I'm going to tell my husband, right into the city so we get a four-way here. Either that or a light. Because that person just ran through the light. He didn't stop. But anyways, girl. Another reason I want to move from this corner. And he had a deer head in his bedroom. And Brett was like, are you going to keep that? And he was like, no, we can move it. And I appreciate that, Ryan, that you're willing to to move it. I couldn't sleep in no bedroom with a deer head either. But hello, ladies, think about that. That is something he worked for and he won, which is why you should let the man work for you and win you over and stop being a thought. Okay, but anyways, Ryan's house was beautiful. Oh my God. He had the most biggest, beautiful bed. His bed looks like my bed. Okay, that Ryan has. That's how my bed look, except mine has a thing at the bottom. Loved his bed. Absolutely love it. Love his apartment. Beautiful. You can tell he's a bachelor. You can tell that's a bachelor's apartment. Very masculine. And, you can tell he's rolling in the dough. Okay. So then they meet with Pastor Cal. And of course, Pastor Cal is asking about intimacy and the sex and the kissing, and they've kissed, right, and the touchy feely. And I appreciate Brett always touching on him. That's how I am too. And Mike is with me, very, very, very touchy feely, that even if I'm in the car, my hand is on him. So I like that about Brett. So Pastor Cal is asking him, if he's ever been in love. He said yes. And he said, well, how do you know? He said, I care about that person. I gotta go back and get that clip more than myself. I said, that's it, right? Because you want to give your life for that person, so to speak. So then Pastor Cal is going to ask him, are you in like? And I'm like, why are you rushing them? It's only been a week. And he's like, no, I'm not in like yet, but time will come. And then he's rushing them for the intimacy. And then Brett didn't like that Ryan is not in like, because he don't like her. Okay, I think he's being politically correct. I think he's being a gentleman. He's probably one of those corporate men like my husband, who has to be very careful of your social media presence and all of that. Okay, you have to be very mindful. You have to watch everything you say, because you're in corporate America. And I think Ryan is that type of guy, and I think he's just trying to be politically correct. So I think next week the stuff is going to hit the fan when he's going to tell her, like, look, I don't like you like that. My interpretation. Okay, and then let's get to the Dusty girl. They went over to Merla's house. Honey, I know a lot of people are saying they were expecting more from Merla. They focus more on Merla's stuff and what she has versus the apartment. But again, all the apartments were very, very typical. Okay, and so he goes in her closet, and he was finding fault with everything. And he was like, how much you pay for red bottoms? She was like $1,000. And he was like, well, how many times a year? And oh my God, about how much this costs, and how he had a problem with everything. He was like, she's diva. Oh my God, this apartment has so much stuff. How much does it cost? And oh my God, I can tell your apartment has this stuff. And he was just finding fault with everything, because he's a Dusty. Okay, he broke. He ain't got no money. And so he says, well, I prefer to put my money in real estate. Great. Congratulations. Girl, he was fine. How much you pay for that scarf? How much you pay for these thongs? Okay, we went over to his apartment, and of course his apartment stinks. Okay, Merla goes in, and she touched the wall, and the dog was slobbing on the wall, and she was like, ew, slobbing. And she said the apartment stinks. I knew he looked like he stinks. Okay, don't he look like he's funky? Broken funky child. He looked like he stink. Okay, where is that picture with all that other stuff on his face? Okay. And so he wanted her to touch the dog, and she was like, no, he stinks. Okay. And then he said, well, he gets a bath once a week. I don't know how often dogs are supposed to get bath. Don't know, don't care, don't want to know. Okay, and so then you could tell his apartment is one of those 90s apartment. Remember the 90s apartment? GILL has a studio apartment, girl. One room. You could see the kitchen from the living room, wherever the dog was sitting. He was looking at the kitchen with the white stove and the little white refrigerator that I had when I was 19 years old in a studio apartment. And I know I saw 6 roaches. I counted 6 roaches crawling against the wall. And then he just stood there and talked about his little dusty apartment, girl. No room, no bathroom, no closet, because that's all he got, one little room. Now, let me say this. He's a bachelor. If a studio apartment is what you want to have and put your money otherwhere else, I'm okay with it. Okay. I'm okay with it. But for your dusty, crusty, funky ass to be going over to Merla's house and talking about all her clothes and all her stuff, you ought to be. I can't wait for Merla to cuss his behind out. I just want Merla to tell his little cheap behind off. Merla, tell him off. Please hurry up and cuss this out. Okay, with his little cheap behind. Anyways, girl, they met with Pastor Cal, and here go Pastor Cal again trying to push the intimacy. And they haven't kissed. And I think she haven't kissed because she don't want one of them pussy bumps to pop out in her mouth. And so they've been cheeking it. And so Pastor Cal said, well, what about on the lips? And she was like, no, I'm not there yet. And Pastor Cal said, not a one little peck on the lips. And she was like, nope, I am not there. And I'm not in her voiceover. I'm not going to let anybody push me to go ahead and do something I'm not comfortable with. Yes, Merla, I totally agree. And so, of course, the Dusty is going to bring up how much money she spends and how much she buys and stuff. And so Pastor Cal asked the Dusty to put a value on Merla's stuff. And he said 70K. Pastor Cal was like, 70K, right? And then Merla was like, do you agree with that? And she says, no, because I think it's more. I think her closet is more than 70K. And he's finding fault. And he's like, well, now that we're married. And she was like, nope, I am not going to stop shopping. And he was like, well, you can save the money. She was like, I'm already saving. This is what I'm talking about. This is why I don't understand. The Dusty is made. It's like they don't want you to live. They want you to put everything in the savings, just like the ghetto fabulous dusty broke church folks who have a problem with you living your life, right? And she was like, but I'm already saving, because Merla is a lot like me, right? And she has one of those jobs where, the financial people come in and tell you, you need to put this away every pay. And so she said, well, I'm already putting that away, so I can buy me $1,000 shoes if I want to, and there's nothing wrong with it. Well, this little Dusty is still talking about she's spending too much money, and now that we're married, we need to put our money together. And I'm like, Merla, you better cuss this out and don't put your money with this little Dusty 2 coins, because girl, he can't even afford a whole 1-bedroom apartment. He's laid up in the one little studio apartment with the dog. He got some nerve talking about all that Merla has and all that Merla spends. Show us your savings account, Gil. Let us know. Show us your savings account. I want to know. And so he's going to threaten Merla, girl, and say, well, if you don't kiss me by decision day, I'm going to ask for a divorce. As if that is going to want to make the fabulous Miss Merla kiss the little dusty, pussy face, bumpy face man. He said, Gil is the type of man who can't believe a woman is not interested in him. Go ahead. High five, Merla, queen. Matter of fact, I'm wearing my shirt for Merla, okay? Her Royal Highness, Queen of Shades, okay? I am all team Merla. Now, there's a difference between Merla and Rachel, right? Because Merla is saying, well, I saved. I got all my stuff, because you know how you have all your stuff saved and you have a little money left over and you can kind of splurge on the little money, girl. Yes. No, Gil. Gil don't want her to shop on nothing. Neither does Pastor Cal. And Merla's like, nope, I ain't going to stop shopping. I am with Merla. Listen to me, ladies. Do not marry a man who cannot maintain your at least maintain your lifestyle or go higher. Personally, he had to provide a better lifestyle for me. Because, if you're going to just do for me what I was doing for myself, why do I need you? Okay, but let's just say you meet a nice man and he can afford your lifestyle. Okay, I'm okay with that. Janice Hylton would never marry a man where I had to take care of myself or help you to take care of me. What's your purpose? And then I'm supposed to submit to you and lead you and turn my life over to you, but you can't provide for me. I'm just saying for Janice Andrea Hylton. I'm not saying that's for you. I'm just saying for me, that's not something. It's just like having a kid. Why are you going to have a kid and you can't provide a comfortable life for your children? Somebody asked me yesterday at work. She said, is Michael goes to a private school? I say, yeah. She said, yeah, I thought so, because your husband doesn't seem like someone that would send little Michael to public school. I said, no, those are things we talked about before we got married. Smaller classroom. 12 kids in a classroom versus 35 kids in a classroom. Pick one. Okay? So, ladies, I'm just saying, you got to think about what you want. For me, I just don't understand why I'm going to have a man that I need to submit to, excuse me, and lay up with and turn my life over to you and allow you to lead me, but you can't put food on my table and roof over my... Make it make sense to me. Anyways, then we get over to Poppy over here, honey. Jose and Rachel, they went to each other's apartment. Rachel's apartment was typical. I did not like what Jose said. Rachel had 2 bottles at the door, and he claimed he was falling over the bottles. Okay. He talked about all this clutter in the doorway. You know how you have stuff to go recycle. That's what we do in the back. In our little hallway, I have a recycling bin. It's square like a triangle, and you put all the recycling stuff. My husband takes it out. Her apartment was okay. It was just a typical apartment. Then they went over to Jose's house. Oh my God. Jose's house. Ryan's house was the number 1. Jose's house was number 2. Absolutely beautiful, very masculine. But Jose has like a rich taste masculinity, okay? Girl, Jose brought Rachel over to see his budget on the wall, and she said to her, well, don't you say you have something like this? She was like, no, I don't. And he was like, I thought you said, but she doesn't. So when over at Rachel's house, she had a calendar, and all this heifer is talking about is a trip to Europe. And she has a lot of pens and pens of places she's been to. And Jose's like, well, why do you need 50 pens? And I'm with Rachel. Save a pen or what magnet from wherever you go. What's wrong with that? Okay. And so he's talking about all the finances and all the stuff. And he says to her, well, I'm going to help you to do this. And honey, Rachel was not having it. All Rachel talked about is her trip to Europe. Also, she has a little globe, which I thought was cute. And in the globe, she has list of names of places she wants to go to, and she just pick a place. Now she's talking about going to Europe, and I'm like, Rachel, you don't have the money. You're not Merla. You don't have Merla's money. You are not Merla. And because people said, James, what's the difference between Merla and Rachel? Hello, Rachel's probably making $40,000 a year. Merla is making over $100,000. See, stay in your tax bracket. Don't be nosy in other people's tax brackets, okay? And another thing, the reason why a lot of women are mad at Merla is because she's out of your tax bracket. She can live the fabulous life. She can buy the red bottoms. She can go to Europe on a trip. She can maintain her lifestyle. Most people is down here in the right after poverty lifestyle, which is $40,000. So Merla want to go to this trip in Europe. She want to do all this traveling, but you ain't got no money, baby. So, not Merla, Rachel. So Rachel, why not save the money? Right? Why not save the money? If you want to go on a trip, Why not budget your life and your spending habits to say every pay, let's say the trip is $3,000, okay? $3,000 divided by 26 or by whatever. Every pay, you put this amount in your trip account. And so by the time the trip gets here, voila, it's already paid for. That's what we do. Doing my daughter's birthday, we went away. We wasn't trying to scramble around trying to find the money. We already have the money. The baby's birthday is coming up. We already know where we're going. The money is already there. Okay, that's how you take the pressure off your finances and off your marriage and off your relationship by putting the money. Let me tell you, once you start having money problems in a marriage, just go ahead and see the judge. Ain't no coming back. Once you start having money problems, okay? And so they met with Pastor Cal, honey. Guess what she gonna say? She don't want to rush into doing the do. And I'm like, this nasty heifer who is dishing it out on the first night. She do one night stand. She dated all these men, and she was shacking up with a Dusty, but you don't want to give it up. Now, let me say, I'm also holding out the cookie, but my point with Rachel is doing one night stands. So if you're dishing it out, giving one night stands, hello? Okay? So now Pastor Cal is going to tell Jose, basically my translation, he's stifling her desire to travel. But you told Merla that she needs to stop spending so much money. Make it make sense to me. Fake Pastor Cal. Make it make sense to me. There's a difference between this one is broke, living paycheck to paycheck, ran up all her credit card to go on a trip. She can't afford it. Merla can afford it. All her finances are in order according to the brother. He helped her with her finances. Because let me tell you, Merla is a lot like me, baby. I'm not going to be 65 and broke. I'm not going to be one of them 65-year-old and only living on Social Security. Trust me, people like Merla and myself, we plan our lives out. We make sure that money is right. So I agree with Merla. If I'm already saving all that I'm supposed to save, what's wrong with buying a little red bottoms? Granted, I don't own no red bottoms. I would never buy $1,000 pair of shoes. Never. Okay. It hurts me if I have to buy $100. The only thing I'll spend $100 on, here comes the dog. I'm going to start itching in a minute. Is 9 West. Girl, I love me some 9 West boots. Hello, my birthday's coming up, y'all. My birthday's coming up. 9 West, size 9. Boots, preferably. Okay. So I'm with Merla. Fake Pastor Cal is, a Dusty. Okay. Lord, that's funny. Okay. Now we get to Michaela and Zach. Zach claimed he is no more COVID after 7 days. I don't know if this is supposed to be right. He shows up at Michaela with the $5 flowers from the gas station. I don't know about the people in the South, but the people in the North, we know what the gas station flowers is. Okay. For those of you, Pygmisha, Vernicias, and Delusionicias, that's going to be offended by me saying $5 flowers. Okay. But anyways, he showed up and she was happy to see him. I was happy to see Zach too, but don't you think that Zach, he looks fairly large. You know who Zach remind me of, but I can't think of the name. He just, you know what it is? Maybe he's not sitting up straight. I tell my daughter that all the time. You are tall. My daughter's 5'7". Lexi, you're a very tall girl. You have to sit up. And maybe that, because Zach he just looked like this. And I'm like, so why is he looking like that? But anyways, he shows up and they had to pack. They didn't go to Zach's house or Merla's or Michaela's house, and I'm wondering why they didn't go to their house. But anyways, he shows up. They move into the apartment together. Well, she went to sleep, and he went to sleep in the other room to put the dog. I forgot the dog's name. Don't know. Don't care. Don't want to know. It's a dog to sleep. Well, in the mirror, in the camera they have up there, you see Zach tiptoeing out at 7:15 a.m. Hurricane Kayla woke up and no Zach. She's looking for Zach. Zach. Ain't no Zach. No text, no note, no nothing. Well, we see the hurricane cleaning up. And she went and got the Lysol. Poor Lysol. Why? Somebody who said the Lysol didn't deserve that. And she's walking up to the desk. She just slammed the Lysol and the paper towel down, and she went and packed her stuff and left. I'm going to come back and talk about that. So then he came back, and they're going at it. But it seemed as if there was some other backstory that we don't know about, because my thing is, if you haven't seen each other in 7 days, why are y'all fighting about why did he walk out and not communicate? Now, I totally agree with Michaela. He should have communicated. You don't leave the house without telling me you are leaving. Text me, write a note, leave a note or something. Well, Zach claimed he came back at 9:15, and Michaela said, you are a goddamn, damn the Lord's name. It was terrible. Damn, like he was like, I came back at 9:15 and you wasn't here. You had left. And they're going at it. And that's why I say there's some backstory we're not learning about. Pastor Cal comes over and he's like, what's going on? You're sitting so far away, and she's sitting over here and angry, and he's sitting over there and angry. Listen to what Michaela said. I see y'all match me with somebody who is just as strong and as me. What is it with Black women and being strong? It's I'm gonna come back and talk about this. So then they're going at it, and Zach cursed in front of the pastor. Now, y'all know I call Pastor Cal fake Pastor Cal, but I would not curse in front of the fake pastor. I just wouldn't curse. Okay, I wouldn't curse. Not that I'm a cusser, because I got to live. And she's claiming, oh, it's too much. And Pastor Michaela, listen to him. He is telling you that is not too much. And see, a lot of women are like Michaela. You want to be the man, okay? But you married a man. So if you wanted to be a man, why did you marry a man? I'm going to come back. Is that everybody? Did I get everybody? So next week, honey, the tea is gonna be spilling a little bit more harder. Okay. Let me know what you think. If you did not watch my live watch it on this channel. Tonight I'm home. My daughter's program flooded. So I'm home today. I might be home tomorrow, because I don't know if I just don't know what's going on. So I might put a ring on it, live watch tonight on Allegedly Janice. All right. I love you. Let me know what you think. Remember, we are trying to help Messiah Allen. Check out her channel. Messiah Allen, she's almost there. Her channel is going to be approved this month. She needs some more subscribers. I think she needs 150 more, and she needs some more hours. And also Kimberly, we have to help Kimberly and a few other people. I have to get back. Maybe I'll do that this weekend. It's a long weekend. We're going to do a growth stream this weekend. So be ready, be prepared. Okay. I love you. Let me know what y'all think about the couples and all that happened. Of course, I'm going to come back and talk about each couple, because I think there's so much we can learn from them. And ladies, you know what dating is? Dating is about what? Gathering data so that you can make an informed decision. Also, I played some of my audiobook on last night. So if you didn't hear it, go back and watch. I played about 3 clips of this audiobook last night. All right. I love you. I love you. Let me know what you think. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Bye.